Everybody, I'm Lisa Ascolese, inventress, CEO and founder of Inventing A to Z. Welcome to the Inventors Podcast. Today, I'm extremely excited because I have the legendary Steve the Legacy on my podcast. Steve, hi, and welcome.
Thank you for that introduction. I'm going to utilize you when I do my speaking engagements because that gets my blood pumped up and ready to go. I am excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Steve. You know, you are, you're Steve the Legacy. This is your given name. I think you've given it to yourself, or did somebody else give it to you?
No, I actually gave it to myself. See, I'm a junior, and instead of saying junior, I'm the legacy. My father, my late father, passed away when I was 17. So it's just a type of title that I just thought was catchy, and it has a lot of passion behind it. So
it does, and I feel it. And you are legendary, and you are leaving a legacy. And for those people just hopping in for the first time, Steve, I want you to set it off. First of all, wait, let me set it off like this. You are legendary. You're amazing. You're phenomenal. I have never seen anything like you. Anybody like you, I'll say, not anything, anybody like you. You have shown me, I've only known you for the last, maybe it's a year, maybe less than a year, I don't know, but I feel like I've known you forever. And the way you promote yourself, promote other people, this is what I see you doing. And with your magazine, with your products, with everything that you do, you put your whole self in. You put your whole self in it, Steve. So again, I want to reintroduce you, and let's talk about who Steve is, what you do, and just, I'm going to be quiet for a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes, so you can give your story. Tell everybody about Steve, the legendary Steve.
Thank you, everybody. I'm once again, Lisa, thank you for the introduction. I'm a humble spirit. The reason why, because the fact is I come from humble beginnings. I grew up in the Audi section of Philadelphia, and back in the 90s, we all had, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have the cell phone. What we had was what was on TV. I didn't have cable, so I remember Friday nights, TGI Friday, Family Matters to come on, and this character, Steve Urkel from Family Matters, used to always be not only just tearing up stuff, but always had the passion for innovating and inventing. And that's where I got the passion to learn how to invent. I remember my first invention I invented was the clean cut with a pair of clippers that sucked in the hair as you cut, and won first prize at my middle school. And
wait a second. Wait, hold on a second. You said the first invention was called the clean cut? It
was called a clean cut that I invented when I was 12.
When you were 12?
Yes.
And what did the clean cut do?
It prevented the hair from being on the floor. So as you cut, it sucks the hair in. That was the first idea. I had that concept, and actually it was a working prototype. But the challenge in my neighborhood and the area where I grew up, they didn't have anybody that nurtured that. And that's what I mentioned in my TEDx this past May, where it was like, you have this beacon of light, but they don't know what to do with that person.
Yes.
Give them a medal, give them a nice certificate, give them best of school, even get a nice little news clipping of what you do. But it's like the next stage. I didn't have that. How to get a patent, how to bring it to market. And the technology has been taken over the years. But
I think it was called the Flowbee, right? I think that was the Flowbee.
I don't know what the new one now, but I know back when I invented like 95 or 96. Once again, we didn't have the internet, so I don't know if it was out there.
Of course.
But it was something that was new to my peers in the school. But that right there kind of really sparked my interest. But also what it did was it kind of really dampened my thought process of me able to even be a patent inventor, because I didn't have the answers. So a 20-year hiatus, just a minute, 20 years go by, and all of a sudden I'm at this mascot event, because I love mascots, I love puppets. So that's my little pastime. I had a character called Beemo. He was gonna be the next Barney.
Beamer, right? You said? Beamer?
Beemo.
Beemo, okay.
Yeah. So there was a person that knew I liked to do mascots. So they invited me to a game, paid me like $50 an hour just to be a mascot. But I discovered a problem with the photo booth that they had a standalone photo booth at the gym. People was walking past it to go into the bleachers. I said, man, it would be interesting if they had something mobile that does the same thing, give the same experience, but you can carry it. And that's when I went to work. And that's when I patented my first invention. Well, my first patent invention was the Wander Ring, which is a handheld mobile photo booth, which in my children's book, The Little Inventor That Could, you see him holding it in his hand, along with the neck massager too as well. But
what else is he holding? Wait, what else is he holding?
It's a neck massager built out of tennis balls, which came into a dream.
I love it.
Yeah,
Steve, you're killing me.
Yeah, but what I've learned that what you have to do is you have to first master your belief. I didn't have belief in myself as a child, and that's the biggest challenge that most people, they take all these courses in school, but there's not a course that will teach them about themselves. And that's the big challenge. That's why you got people in their 30s and their 40s go to these seminars to learn how to believe again. Why? Because they never happened to it as a child. So I learned down the line that was the first thing I had to do, master belief within myself.
Yes.
Once you do that, then you discover your why. And then from there, the how-tos that tend to come about, right? So you have to go through that transition and know that there's hope at the end of that tunnel, but most people stop before they get started.
See, you're such a speaker. You are a keynote speaker. And I love that. I love that part of you. I love many assets. You have so many different assets and elements of you. I have questions for you. This is never an interview, it's a conversation, but I have some questions for you. So you said Steve Urkel was the person who actually motivated you and drove you to really make your, bring your products to fruition, right?
I made up character, yeah, that wasn't even supposed to be the headliner for Family Matters. Isn't that something, right? They just put it as a fill-in. He took that opportunity and turned it into a phenomenon, and we still talk about him to this day. But knowing that they created that character, knowing that I wasn't affiliated with Black inventors where I grew up at, I didn't know anything. I mean, they mentioned George Washington Carver, but that was just like a little snippet. But other than that, you didn't hear nothing about Black inventors, so I didn't know. So that's the closest I got to a so-called Black inventor.
Because you watched this on television. You watched
every
this
Friday. Every Friday, I didn't have cable, so we had TGI Friday. So Channel 6. I mean, Friday nights at 8. that's where I was at, watching Family Matters.
So Friday nights at 8. And how old were you?
11, 12.
And that's what really inspired you to get started. That's amazing to me. What about before that? What were you feeling? What were your feelings
before that? I had an entrepreneur spirit. My grandma and I, we used to always go out to the flea market and sell merchandise. So I had the business background at an early age. I mean, when you have children waiting for Saturday morning cartoons, I'm already out there in the flea market, set up shop 3 in the morning, getting things ready. And I did not know. See, I asked my mom to this day, I said, did I actually want to go? They was making me go. She's like, that's what you wanted to do. So I had a passion of selling. That was not the problem. It was just the fact that, like, what were you going to tie in? You selling other people's products. When is going to be that time when you're going to sell your products? And that's where you start to see Steve Urkel. If you ever watched the episodes, he had like different inventions. Some worked, some didn't work. But what I loved is that he did not let nobody discourage him.
Yes.
And even though he was not the popular type of person, he was popular within himself, and he didn't care what people thought about him.
I have to go back and watch that. Yeah. I really have to go back and watch Steve Urkel and really pay attention to it. I watched Family Matters back in the day, but I have to pay attention to that. Yeah. I'm so impressed by you, and I'm not easily impressed. I'm definitely not. I'm just not. You're such a hardworking, smart working person. You talk about your grandmother and how your grandmother just went out and did things, and she marketed and she made it a part of your life, but you wanted to do it. And I want to bring back the concept of passion. You had the passion and the desire to do it with your grandmother. She didn't force you to do it. You wanted to do it. So you've always had that instinct, that entrepreneur spirit that many people don't realize that they need to have in order to be successful in no matter what they're doing. You can't make it up. You
can't make it up. But what I noticed, and this is what you look at, see, I'm a movie buff, right? And I love those heart string movies, the ones that, hero type of movies type of thing. So, but the thing that we don't look into our own reality is that, see, most people are on, but a lot of people are not activated. And what I use as an example is that when you go into a cell phone store, you see the display phones they're on, but you can't make any calls because they're not connected to the network. So
Yes.
what happens is a lot of people are on and not activated. I was not activated, but I was on. What activated me was when I got fired from my corporate job. When I felt as though that was no good because they let me go, and to this day I still don't know why, but that was the best thing because what happened
Me
was
neither.
I still.
I don't either, Steve. I have no idea why they would ever let you go.
But the thing is, it's not about the why. It's about the will behind it. And I didn't see that first because we played Woe Is Me. That game played for like 2 years. The Woe Is Me, right?
No,
And
not you. You didn't do well.
Yeah, I was in that. I had to revamp my mindset. I did. I really did.
I think that I have to interrupt you. I know that your woe was probably less than most people's woe.
No, it was hard. It was
Was
hard.
Was it a hard woe?
It affected my relationship, affected my marriage, it affected a whole lot of different things because just imagine you put your all in something and somebody just takes it from you. And,
Yes.
and this is what happens when you get so sucked up at these titles that they give you, and
Uh-huh.
you think that's you. And then when they take the title away, it's like, who am I? And that's the problem because, first of all, I wasn't supposed to be there only but a season. But I tried, but I got comfortable. And a lot of times that's what happens with us. We get so comfortable and we don't want to move until something pushes us to move.
Yes, I know it well.
And that's when I said to myself, you know what? I want what I want. And I'm going to go for it because they're not going to give it to me. I got to go take it. So I always tell people, I don't knock on doors. I kick doors in. I ask for forgiveness. I don't ask for permission. I ask for permission. You ask permission, they can stop you in your tracks. You have forgiveness, you get mercy. So give me mercy, and then that's what a lot of the things started to really happen because my initiative was like, you know what? I thought like a child. Jim Rohn was one of my favorite mentors. He always said, plan it out like an adult, but believe in it like a child. I became a child again, so I believe it. Who said I couldn't?
How did that happen? Because it's easier said than done. You have people out there listening. You're talking about how you fell to the bottom. This situation ruined your relationship, your marriage. You fell all the way to the bottom. How did you rise? And I see you rising. You're rising to the top. You're rising. How did you go from way at the bottom to where you are today? Who was it? Did somebody inspire you?
No, it was a question to ask myself. I don't see things for what it is. I want to see things for what it can be. So if I want things to change, and this is what Jim Rohn said again, a lot of times we want situations to change. Situations don't change. You change within the situation. And maybe the situation don't change, but your perspective of how you look at it is different now. It's not half empty. No, it's half full now.
Yes.
So I started to be more optimistic and not a pessimist.
Yes.
I was thinking for the different things. And that right there, people preach it all the time. You're going to hear it all over again. Work on the mind first. Work on the mind first. People are like, yeah, skip that part. But give it to no, skip that part. Work on that mind first.
Yes.
Because you're going to need it when the adversity comes, and it's going to come. You just don't know how to pack its punches. But if you work on your mind, you can be like, you know what? I've been waiting for you. Let me go ahead and duck that. I've been waiting for you. Let me go ahead and duck that. I tell people this. I said, when fear show up, show fear your plan. You show fear your plan, fear got to get out the way. If you don't have a plan, of course fear is going to take over. But a lot of things I did was based on because I had a plan. And you better mark that date. You don't mark the date, it's nothing but a wish. It's not going to happen. I mean, I look at the magazine, Blessing in Disguise. Here's the down part. I was trying to get published. I was trying to get my articles out about what I've been doing great. And I couldn't get published. And the normal person would be like, I'm going to complain. I'm going to talk about the people. But I said, wait a second. Crazy idea. How about just start a magazine? Crazy. I mean, I'm sitting around and looking at the coffee table. You got Forbes. You got all ink. You have all these magazines. Like, well,
why aren't you doing it? Exactly. Why are you not doing it? And
that was June 12th. And look, that was June 12th. The first issue came out August 1st. So June 12th, it was just a name. I just
wait. Hold on. So you thought of this June 12th.
June 12th, my dad's birthday.
You said to yourself, Steve, the legacy, the amazing person that I am. I didn't say that. You have an incredible brain. Why are you not creating a magazine that for us that is on the market? Why? There's a space. So you said that to yourself.
You don't
June
know.
12th.
You don't know that is a challenge until you meet challenge. Now,
Yes.
here's the thing. You cannot go into that challenge. See, me, I could have went into the mindset of saying, you know what, forget all this. I don't want to do it. No,
Right.
you go to the mindset and say, you know what? If you build, it will come. See, Jim Rohn also said, service to many will lead you to greatness. I want to be great. So the only way I can be great, I have to serve. So, Steve, all right, go get your article out, get that out. That's good. But here's the bigger picture. You're not the only one that's feeling this type of way that need to get that word out. Lisa, I told you I was looking for you, and I didn't even know who you were. I was looking for the people like how if you look at X-Men, you got Professor X looking for all the mutants. I was looking for all the Black innovators that I want to look like me, because I tell people, it's like I wanted to find other people that look like me and what I'm doing so we can connect and grow and build, because we can be a force too as well. Not
Yes.
taking away from nobody else, but I'm like, this is our time too.
Yes.
So I started looking and searching and finding and reaching out and not taking no for an answer. And even if they did give me a no, it's just not right now. Keep moving, keep moving. A lot of people, they get their first no and be like, I like this feeling, I quit. No, I even posted this recently. I go through 100 no's a day so I could get to the one yes. Because I'd rather them tell me no than me tell my daughter no. So I said, that's the pain. I don't want to tell her no. So I'll take the no's. Give me the no's. I'll take them. I eat them for breakfast. Tell me no. I even congratulate you. Give me no. Thank you for, you know what? I appreciate that, because you know the fact is I was looking, I know usually either be the no or the yes, but thank you for the no, because now I can get closer to that yes. Thank you.
You are so outstanding, Steve. And we're of the same ilk. And I love that mindset. I've always said, I love no, always. I'd rather have a no than a maybe. Just give it to me straight. Give me the punch, right in my nose. Tell me what it is, so that I can move forward or fix it or modify or marinate over, like make something better. And I love that, what you're saying, because you punch it out.
You have to get out your comfort zone.
Always.
Stop being comfortable, right? I stopped sleeping on the bed for the last 3 years because I wanted to be uncomfortable. See, it's in the wilderness when you be able to build. You don't build when you're in the mountaintop. Mountaintop is when you already had the victory. But in the wilderness, this is the stuff that people don't want to talk about. This is stuff they only care about once you make it, because they want to say how they do it, and that's how they start to relate to you, because you talk about your elements in your wilderness. In the wilderness is when you're by yourself, when you're burning that midnight oil. In the wilderness is when things are not working out and only you stressing out. In the wilderness is when your computer crashed and you got to do the magazine from your cell phone. In the wilderness is when you go through the process that people don't want to care about until you have made it. Now they want to care about it. So right now, if you're in your wilderness season, and Jimmy always said that everybody has a different season in. Wintertime is when everything goes, complete crash. Spring is when you plant it. Summer is when you protect it. Fall is when harvest season comes.
Where did you come from? Where did you come from?
I was looking for myself.
You are unbelievable, Steve.
Lisa.
You are valuable. Let me tell you something. I was looking for you.
What? Looking for me?
I was looking for you. Yes.
Me?
Yes. Yes. You are an inspiration. You're dynamic. You're encouraging. You elicit greatness in other people. I've never seen anyone, again, do what you are doing. It's been just a few months. You put me on the cover of your magazine. I'm honored. I'm grateful. You really have propelled, honestly.
Look at Lisa.
It's ridiculous. You are, and not just because you're doing it for me. I love lifting other people. My mission statement is lifting each other up 2 hands at a time. And sometimes you got to use your foot, right? And bridging that gap between ambition and success, because people don't necessarily always do that, not in a negative way. And I'm not saying it negatively, but you have that thing, that it factor that you want to pull other people up. You want to lift other people up. You want to inspire. You were in a place where you didn't have cable. You matter of fact, you saw Steve Urkel doing this thing that you had no idea existed. And when you got into it, you said, I'm taking the bull by the horns and I'm taking people with me full throttle and I'm going to help them to succeed. And you leave yourself last. You leave yourself last, Steve, but you're still you come out on top because of your greatness and how you give to others. And I say, where did you come from? You came from greatness. Let me answer that question. You came from greatness. Your grandmother, your mother, your ancestors, this did not just happen matter of fact, because everybody is not like this. I'm telling you, the kindness that you exude, the willingness to give to other people and lift others it's not natural for most, I don't think. Believe me, I've been
I
through
had to
it.
get out my own way. I was in my own way for a long period of time.
But you innately, hold on a second, you innately, you had to get out of your own way, but you had that sleeping giant inside always. It was always there. Everybody doesn't rise to the top, because they were like something, I don't know, somebody talked to them. Tony Robbins talked to them. You have that thing, that it factor. And I'm not dismissing the fact that you worked hard to get to where you are, but you had that instinctive it factor that doesn't exist many people have that it factor, but they have to wake it up. Like what was the word you said before? You
activation.
What? Say it again.
Activation.
They have to get activated, and everybody does have it. You have it like in abundance, Steve. You really do. And I have to thank you before we end this, and I'm not ending it now. I have to thank you so much for acknowledging and highlighting and showcasing what I do. What I do for inventors, what I do for other people. And you're actually putting me on your shoulders, lifting me up. And I really thank you for that. And I have to acknowledge how much you give to other people. You're giving, you're kind. And that's why you will always be elevated. And I will always, always, always support anything that you do.
I felt that. See, I just got chills. You said that.
Always.
I did research
Always.
on that when certain music plays and when people talk, and they said only certain people can have that type of sensation. It was kind of weird when I looked it up, but I just felt that energy from this phone of what you're saying to me, and it's about to bring tears to my eyes, because I was looking for a person like me, and when I couldn't find that person, I had to become that person. And that's the sad part behind it. But the joy behind it was that, you know what? I took the chance on becoming that person, even though you're not going to be a great fan to a lot of people, even though a lot of people are not going to like what you do, even though they may doubt you, but you have the vision. And a lot of times, just like how Joseph, he shared this vision with his brothers, it couldn't see it, right? It couldn't see that.
You said Joseph in the Bible.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You can't.
People think you talk about your next door neighbor, Joseph. Let's just be clear.
Look, I talk about Jim Rohn like I know him. I talk about Joseph like I know him, but you're right about that. But yeah, but the thing about it, what I learned is that you cannot share your vision to people that can't see.
Yes.
I'm gonna say that again. People that can't see. And everybody has a gift. Some people have the gift of vision. Some people got a gift. But if they can't, so what their job is to be on the recipient side of when I'm finished, you're the one to purchase. So I do not tell you what I'm doing in the very beginning stage.
Yes.
What you're going to do is you're going to wait for that commercial or that ad come out, and then I'm going to make it appealing to what your need is, and then that's what you're going to go do. But if I share with you now, you can't see it. You'll probably shoot it down, and that will mess up my psychic. So I can't do that because I got to protect my thought life. I have to protect it.
And that was taught to you. That was taught. It's innate. It was, and I so admire that about you. And it's so true. I never, ever, ever. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I shared products that I was doing in the very beginning. I mean, not many people are like us, Steve. We're creative and innovative. And when you share those things with other people who are not, they don't understand it. They don't get it. But I quickly learned not to share until I was finished, or until it showed up in a magazine on the cover of Steve's. Yes, exactly. Until it showed up. So I'm with you. I say nothing to anybody. I'm the vault until it comes to fruition and let them see it. And
now, one thing I tell my girlfriend Maria, everything, what I love about her is that I throw out something, like even with the magazine, thank her, because I was just talking and the voice message and message, I said, I'm not getting any traction for the press release that I got, drafted up. I said, it's funny, I should just start a magazine. I should just call it Black Innovation. She's like, ho. Let me send you Cash App for the first issue. Now I got to do it now. I mean, come on, now I have to do it now. I have to do it. You invested in the first night before it was even anything. I gotta do it now.
I thank her. I do thank. And is that your girlfriend who's at your side at all of these events?
Yes, and she's the editor-in-chief too.
Love her. She's spectacular. I see how hard she's working. Listen, you always need a woman by your side.
Yes.
Because we are the creative. We are the brains behind the operation, in front of the operation.
I hear it plenty of times, the most, like the behind the scenes, the one to encourage her, the ones that's there to help you strategize, polish you up, your first critic, the one that's going to have your back, that so you won't make a fool of yourself. You know exactly what to say first, right? Dress you up nice so you don't look like a bum. But you have to have that team, and it's just a blessing. I'm gonna tell you, because in this journey, it's not easy. I'm a loner to a certain extent, way. Only because when I could be an introvert and I could be an extrovert. But the thing about it, when I'm an extrovert, my vision shut down for some reason.
What happens?
My creativity shuts down.
When you're around a lot of people?
So I had to isolate myself and go into.
So when does your creativity shut down? When you're around a lot of people, is that what you said?
Too much around a lot of people, doing a lot of things that are not pertaining to what I know I need to be doing. See, a lot of people don't know they have an assignment, and you got to know your assignment. And sometimes you got to take some sacrifice. Now, good thing I have close peers in my life that know that if he's going to dip off a little bit of time, it's not because we have an issue, it's that he's going to create. I got to let him go. I always say as a joke, if I have an office building, all I'm going to have is an empty room with all windows and a whiteboard. That's it. And then if they walk past that room, they're going to say, well, who that? That's the mastermind. We leave him alone. We wait till him finish what he creates, and then he go tap us. Other than that, we leave him to where he needs to be at.
Yeah.
I'm that person. The 3 in the writing 5 books at one point in time type of moment. The one that, when people are asleep, I'm up there one. So if you ever be asleep, just know that Steve, he's up somewhere.
I'll be texting you. I'll be texting you at 3 a.m. I'll be texting you at 3 a.m. I will.
He's up.
Oh no, I get that. So Steve, I love what you just said, and everybody can't relate to that because everybody, again, doesn't have that mindset. I get what you're saying 100%. I'm of the same ilk. Again, I love being alone. I love being alone. I so love my alone time so I can think and create. And this is, again, like everybody does not get that, Steve. I'm never lonely. I'm never lonely, and I'm never alone, ever. I cherish my space alone so that I can do that. So, that is why you're so right. Something connected us.
It's something, and also it's a place I go to. Now it's funny. My girlfriend, she mentioned it, and I never heard this in my life. She's like, you go to this place that hopefully one day you're able to take me. I see sometimes you'll go.
Sometimes what? I don't want to miss anything you're saying. That sometimes what?
She said sometimes you go to this place that I always want to go with you, but I know sometimes you don't let nobody in that place. I go to this spot in my mind that I could be in a position where I could be sitting down, and all of a sudden I go tap out. It's kind of weird. That's what I'm telling a lot of people. I tap out of body type of thing, and I go to create inside my mind, and I would drift. And that's why I was so bad. Steve, I was, huh? And they'd be like, wait, where did you go? Oh, I just took a trip real quick. I had to. And look, you can't tell it to everybody because they'd be like, we gotta yeah, we're going to 302 him. But
No,
I'm
no,
just
no,
saying,
no, but it's real. When
Yeah.
you are that artistic, creative person, and I'm sure artists who draw and all that stuff do the same thing. I do the same thing. I zone. I'm there. It's 2 a.m., 3 a.m. by myself, and I'm loving it because I can do the thing, the tunnel vision thing, which is I know what you do, Steve. You
because
zone.
reality is slow. I'll be waiting for reality. Reality is slow. I'm fast. Reality is so slow. And I had to wait for it to kick in gear. It's like back to it's real slow. Reality, people think things go fast. The only reason why life is going fast is because they are not creating enough. When you become a creator, you start to realize you are having, they call it the stratosphere at times, but I think it's to a point where you go to this level where time and space don't exist. And it seemed endless, but to the normal, natural thing of reality, it could be probably a minute, or it could be 10 minutes, or it could be an hour. But I already went through a whole, when I invented the game Support Black Inventors, I designed it and I was waiting for the illustrator to hurry up. I already said it, come on,
So,
hurry up.
wait a minute.
Like, I can't go fast. I gave you 30 days. Come on, Steve, you just gave it to me yesterday. I know. I just wanted
Steve,
okay,
Steve,
all right, I'll wait.
I'm
While
with
I wait,
you.
I got to design a coloring book. I got to design a coloring book while I'm waiting. Wait, no, I never did a coloring book, but I just seen my daughter, she had a coloring book, and I'm like, this should be a Support Black Inventor color book. Let's get the coloring book together. Let me reach out to some inventors. Let's get some coloring books going on. Come on.
You're my male, like you're the male counterpart of me, 100%. I've never said this before ever, but Steve, when my children watch this, they'll say, Mom, okay, you're twins. You're 100% twins from like another mother, father, for real, Steve. And
another dimension, because you know, I'm a Marvel fan. There's another dimension.
It is another dimension.
No.
Most people don't get it, but what I love about you, Steve, is you do it. The difference between you having that brain and many people is you literally find a way to make it happen. You find a way to make it happen. You respond to your emails, you respond to your text messages, you respond to action. You take your thought process and turn it into action. When you think it, you create it. Some things may not come to fruition, some things may not necessarily work, but you throw everything against that whiteboard and you say, okay, all right, this works. This makes the most sense. Okay, this happened at 3 a.m. This happened at 2 a.m. Where was I at the time? What was I thinking about? Was it a part of my consciousness, subconscious? What all of those things. And the details come in and I love it. So you write it all down. I love that board on my production list.
That board helped me. I remember, it's funny, I keep this one claim number up. I remember I got my first rejection letter from before I got the patent, right? And I was devastated. And my girlfriend, she brought it back. She said, remember the 7 steps you talked about? Step number 4, find out what you need to know to get there. You're almost there. He didn't say no. He just said that this is not going to fly because you got to word it differently. So I listened to the examiner again. I said, wait, so he said, if you say it like this and say it like that, I can't tell you exactly what to say, but if you do it like this and like that, we will have a winner. So I wrote it down. I'm like, wait, say it again. And I never erased it because I'm like, that was that claim that caused that patent to get approved, because there was the first claim. I'm like, I got rejected. I felt horrible. I'm like, I got rejected. All this work for nothing.
And they say rejected. And
it says rejected, right? And he's like, all this money.
They need to change the way, you know what? USPTO needs to change the way they present the rejection letter. It has to be a softer rejection. Maybe put a letter in the envelope and say, you know what? This wasn't necessary. Can we somehow modify? Let's be a softer, smoother transition into a no. We don't want it. We don't like it. And it's easy. So I love what you're saying, and people need to be listening. Listen to the words that Steve is saying. Listen to read the letters, read through the minutia of the rejection letter. The rejection letter was not rejecting you. It was asking you to quantify and qualify. Let's make it broader, Steve. Let's make it, Steve. Okay, we're telling you, Steve, we're saying no because we have to say no, but let's figure out how to make it work. And you did that.
And that's,
right?
but that's the thing.
Your girlfriend.
You had to listen, because once again, I'm
Gotta
looking
listen.
at rejection. So I'm feeling rejected now. Now let's go deeper to that. Not just that. Now I'm feeling like I'm no good. What you mean I'm no good? I built it. No, wait. Like you said.
So wait, hold on. So deeply? I mean, I know some people feel this way. So you deeply felt rejected.
Yeah, I don't like who likes rejection. Now
Nobody.
I embrace it now because I know what it entails. I know what comes around the corner. Most people don't see around the corner to see, that's nothing to be fearful. You just got to overcome that. That's why you look at and you hear the stories about, Thomas Edison 10,000 times, and then you be like, man, forget all that. No, I quit. No, what happens is, if you see the ending, you can start the beginning. The ending was, I got that patent. I had the patent in my head. I was waiting for them to deliver it yet. So I seen the ending already. Now it's just like, all right, what scene of the movie is this? Because I always look at movies, I'll say, all right, this is the scene where you get rejected, they play the music, the close up, that's me, all right? That's the movie, all right? So now, what's gonna come after that? Oh, what's gonna come after that? The music start to play again, like you just got up, like you just got beat up. It's starting to play now that Rocky music, now it's to the point where he's working out, he's looking at his thing again, he's checking it twice, he's gonna format the thing, I'm going to the post office, I'm mounting this thing again, I'm following up in 2 weeks, I'm waiting for that thing, and then all of a sudden I see approved. And here's the kicker. The feeling of getting the patent in the mail is not the same feeling when you got the patent in your mind. Why? Because you already had it. All that is confirmation. Yes. That tangible thing. But I was like, wait a second, I'm waiting for a different, because you already had that dopamine already. You just have to get something to make it look tangible. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Now you're holding it. Now it's like, oh, I want to do it again. It wasn't that painful. I want to do it again. What else can I say? Let's come on, bring all the old stuff, Steve, that you were sitting on. Bring them books out. Bring that potty chair that you trained your daughter how to. Because I got tired of buying diapers. I invented a potty chair out of a different. So I did that. But what happened was somebody discouraged me a long time ago after I even potty chair. I potty trained my daughter. I won the battle, and they said, that's not that idea is something. That's not a good idea. And I potty trained my daughter Layla Amar. She's 12 now, and I kept that potty chair because I said, because all the ones we bought from the store, she used it as stepping stools, she used it as toys, she was throwing around. But I created something that it was a breakthrough because she was used to the diaper. But you should see how the breakthrough. Her legs were shaking, and she just didn't want to because it was just too open. And then all of a sudden, it was like the release. And bye-bye diapers and wipes. $17 a week.
And how old was she?
I think 2 or 3. I got seen the video. I did a demo video. I tried to go to Davidson, and that's another story. but
don't name names.
Yeah, but that was like I always had it. Even the pouchy. I love Shark Tank. I love my man Billy Mays. That's why if you ever see me talking, I talk my hands like Billy Mays a lot, right? Because he gravitated, got my attention. Hi, OxyClean here, right? So a bag called a pouchy, right? Because I got tired of finding supermarket bags to throw these diapers out, right? So little baggie in the back of the pouch of the diaper. After you finish doing that, you put it in the bag and throw it away. That was called the pouchy, right? But once again, discouraged because you don't know the output. Now,
so this was one of your inventions. And you're saying this. Did you put a patent on every product that you developed?
No, I got discouraged. Remember, I tell you, I had to get resurrected again. These are products that I saw.
So should we be talking about the products that you saw that you didn't do?
Now that I have received the motion and the release of the dopamine of receiving a patent, I'm resurrecting them things because I know it works.
Well, don't tell everybody. Yes. So we're not going to take all of it you got millions. You got millions of ideas. That I know for sure. So now, no matter what you put out and somebody tries to take, coming on this podcast. Doesn't matter. You got so much more. I know you have so much more, Steve. You have thousands and thousands. You go to bed at night, you're creating in your sleep. And then you wake up and you can't go back to sleep. You wake, no, I look at you.
That's what I do.
I love it.
That's what I do. You see the potty chair right there?
I see it.
It's in there. The potty chair is right there.
But Steve, again, you're doing these things. You wake up and you create these. How do you find these people, these illustrators, these animators? This is something.
I'm glad that you asked, and I'm gonna give a nugget. See, one thing I learned about a couple of speakers, they said if you don't give enough, that means you don't know enough, right? So
Yes.
people are so fearful of knowledge and information. The reason why I'm not scared, they have to have the dedication. So
Say that again, because you paused a little bit. So the reason why, and I don't want to miss anything that you say.
I said the reason why I'm not afraid is because I have a lot of knowledge and I keep growing, like you said. So, and most people are not going to act anyway. So
That's right.
You having that trepidation for what? Most of them are going to act. They're going to be, oh, good idea, and they're going to fade out and blow up for the win because they got to understand that there's adversity they got to go through, and most of them don't want to. So I'm not afraid of it. So I get my people from Fiverr. I tell people from Fiverr.com.
I do too. Love it.
Fiverr.com, and then also
Fiverr's great.
But you find the right ones by testing out like little small projects, and then you give them a little bit more and a little bit more. So the one I've been with him since the beginning. And all I have to do, and this is how you know that you know what you're saying so fluently, right? Because you can't call them on the phone, you can't voice text, right? So you have to have a vision on wording it in a way for them to understand. I never had to have any callbacks of any of my images. He gets it on the nose every time because of how detailed, because I'm watching it like a movie in my head. All right, he's in the bed, he got the bubble head right here, he has that, the color of the wallpaper is yellow, the window, got the tree, have the moon back there, the chair and the table's right over here. I'm seeing it come together, so I'm typing the same thing. So when he gets it, he just go to work. That's why I'm like,
see, but that's your magic, Steve. And I love what you're sharing. And I also want to say, I love the fact that you're sharing because there's only one Steve. I mean, people fear when you ask for help, right? You ask for help from somebody who, I don't know, just say it's a celebrity or whatever, and they don't necessarily want to share your information or help you because they think that, I don't know, what are you robbing them of something?
right,
Share.
right.
You know what I say, Steve? We got 5 minutes on this planet. 5 minutes on this planet. That's it. Share the love. Give the love. Share what you know. Nobody will ever be Steve. No one will ever be Steve. They can't duplicate you. They can't replicate you. They'll never be you. Just give the information that you have. I feel the same way. People say to me, why do you share so much information? I go, you're actually asking me that. That's an embarrassment to you. No, we're here together on this planet to give one another and lift each other up 2 hands at a time. And sometimes you got to use that foot. I'm wearing my sparkly boots tonight for you, Steve. Sometimes you got to use, well, many times you got to use a foot because everybody doesn't get it. Give everybody, give of yourself, give of your passion and share the love. Share the love. I love that you put me on the cover of this magazine and you're constantly sharing and promoting. And I'm just so proud of you, Steve. And thank you for sharing my information with, I don't even know how you got, not how you got followers because of who you are. You're just an amazing guy. And thank you for being the person you are. And I have so many questions for you. So many questions, but I want to thank you again for just doing what you do. Telling other people to, number one, listen and learn. Listen, learn, and just go with your passion. And don't stop. And know there's going to be bumps in the road, right? How many bumps have you experienced, Steve?
Once again, remember I told you it's been a 20-year gap. I'm behind 20 years. But I don't look at it as something to
Is this new? How new is this for you? The magazine, because you got magazines, you got games, you got.
So 2018, I had nothing but a book, but it's funny. I wrote a book called "I Am Not Grateful." Grateful I Am Not, as a kid's book about.
I am not grateful. I am not grateful.
Grateful I am not.
I am not. Okay.
So it's a story that teaches kids how to have gratitude, right? So that's the first book I had in 2018. I didn't know where I was gonna go with that. It was digital on Amazon, but after the pandemic happened, I had time to myself, and everybody was level on the same playing field. Now, some people squandered their time, some people capitalized on their time. What I said, what else I got to lose? Let's build a game. I built the first game with my daughter called Dictionary Daddy, just on a Saturday night.
What was it called? Dictionary what?
Oh, it's called Dictionary Daddy.
Dictionary Daddy. I don't want to miss it. Listen, I don't want to miss anything you say, because everything you say is monumental. Dictionary Daddy. Okay.
Yeah, I built it with my daughter. My daughter kept asking me questions one day, and it was one Saturday, wearing me out with questions. And I'm like, I'm giving her the answers. And she said, you know what, Daddy? You like a dictionary daddy. I'm like, man, that's a good idea for a game or something. Let's put our heads together. And we built that. I sent a lot of our game ideas to, and this is for the people that's out there that don't get discouraged by the big people. I'm not gonna mention their names. I sent my game idea to a lot of these big players, and they turned me down. So my daughter was discouraged, and I said, you know what? I'm a master of breaking things down into manageable pieces. So let me find out where I can get boxes, where I can get designs, where I can get the components. Everything I had a price for everything. The baggies that it comes in, the cards, everything was priced to a science. So I know exactly what I'm gonna sell it for, how much it's gonna cost me to make, because I didn't have the budget, but I knew I can break things down to manageable pieces. And that's how we did it. And then that's why I started duplicating when I came up with other games like Swiggle, and then Support Black Inventors that just released recently. And I'm so happy. Sold a couple of them last week at the pop-up, and I just was piecing it together the night before because it was some hiccups during production. See, people don't understand, you're gonna have hiccups during production. The cards was coming out jacked up. You don't tell the story of this, right? You're frustrated, you're mad, your logo ain't on there, and you got a whole batch of cards you can't even use. And I'm like, I'm done with it. And it's like, as soon as you say you're done with it, the box look at you, the box cover say, you're not done. Just take a breather, come back to it, get something to eat.
Get something to eat, yes, always.
Let's do it again. And the only reason why we get frustrated, half the time our energy is low. And we gotta reframe ourselves from the situation to restore the energy. Remember, energy can't be destroyed, it's just transferred. So right now you transfer negative energy because you're frustrated. Wait, hold up, what happened to you? All right, let's find out what happened. The alignment was off by a half an inch. That half an inch jacked up everything. So let's get it back to the normal. Half an inch.
Yep.
Just a half an inch off jacks up the whole production.
Yes.
So let's get things leveled again. And once you got the answer, now it's like,
it's real. It's so true. You know, when you go to sleep and you take a second look, you wake up the next day and you're refreshed, you see a whole new side of things. And it's true. And those people who are out there who are like us, you have to stop and pause. And there's not many of us, Steve, but those who are like us, you really have to stop and rejuvenate. Otherwise you will give up. If you don't pause and take a second look, I always say 2 steps back will give you a clearer vision of what's in front of you. You got to lay down, eat, and you got to eat and lay down. Seriously.
Or fly a kite, because I like flying kites. So I go out there and fly
yes,
a kite.
I see that. But you got to take yourself out of this scenario, that situation. And I promise you, you'll look at it from a different perspective, a different light. And that's exactly what you've just expressed. Relook at it and you're like, oh, that's all. At the time, it's like, oh my gosh, it's the end of all things. I'm done. This is crazy. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. How am I ever going to fix this? All right, so you messed up 1,000 cards. So you make 1,000 more for another $10 at Staples or Vistaprint.
And go back, regroup, and then the great thing is, see, the thing is, you see the ending. When you already see the ending already, you're going to continue to keep going. You already seen it. See, most people they don't start because they don't see the ending in advance. They see, all right, a fast start, and then you reach the peak, and they're like, oh, no. And that's why they start stop. Now, let me give you the science behind why I am so fluent of when I say something, I got to do it. In high school, a teacher by the name of Miss Starkweather, shout out to her if she's still out there. Miss Starkweather used to call me half pint. I used to hate that
Wait,
because
she called you what?
half pint, like a
Half
half a
pint,
pint.
okay.
The reason why she called me half pint because I used to halfway do my work. I used to hate that name. Hated that name with a passion.
Yeesh.
And I said, I'm not gonna be no half pint anymore. I'm gonna be a full gallon. So I said, so let me so I remember every time I think about it, I'm like, I'm not a half pint. No, I gotta finish it. And then also I do the thing called scripting. I learned from a friend. She told me start scripting and stuff as though it already happened already. So I write that it's already happening already and just catch up. I told you reality is slow anyway. So it's just reality slow and you're already scripting. You're scripting and your imagination is almost hand in hand. So you wait for reality to kick in, you're like, I'm just waiting for the date.
Yes, it's real. It's real. Envision it, see it, it's finished. See it before it comes to fruition. But it has come to fruition in your mind. And all you have to do is walk it through.
Everything is built twice. You build everything twice. People don't realize that.
It's very true.
Is built twice.
Not everybody knows that, and that's
3 times. Everything is built 3 times. You built it in your mind first, then you draw out the plan, and then you actually create it. So everything's built. Everything around you, Rome, everything was built at least 3 times before it actually got to you.
But you see it, Steve. You see it happening, no matter what happens in between. There's going to be obstacles in between. And I hate to reference this the wrong way, but you know, I won't. But you have to walk through the fire. You have to walk through the obstacles, jump over the obstacles in order to get to the other side. You just have to. There's going to be things. If you think things are just going to run smoothly, and I have many inventors who come to me and go, how long is it going to take? When am I going to get my patent? How much is it going to cost? From the first phone call. How long? How much? How fast? You're going to go through a lot. If you're passionate about this, be ready. Hold on. It's a roller coaster ride. Yeah. You need to be ready for it, and you got to enjoy it. Enjoy the ride, the bumps, the ups and downs. You know that thing you get in your stomach, going way, way down and coming way, way up, and you're about to throw up and cry and put your head in a pillow and never want to come out. All those things are going to happen to you, but be ready for it. If you don't, or if you're not ready to experience that, probably not for you. But you are, Steve. You're ready for that. Everybody's not ready. You have to be ready to experience those things. You're ready. You're a man on fire. I appreciate you. I honor you and I respect you for the way you are, your character, your honesty, your integrity, your go-getter. You are the epitome. You are.
I'm going to have to bring it. I don't know if you've seen the movie Ray, but Ray listened to the guy towards the end of the movie when the guy was introducing him. I'm going to have to probably have you introduce me, because I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Ray. But there was a part that I played close attention, even though he couldn't see. He heard that guy introduce him. He said, who told you to do that when nobody didn't ask you? He said, well, I specialize in seeing what needs to be done without somebody having to tell me. He said, that's what. And Ray was like, that's the type of I need. You don't have to, I don't have to ask you to do it. You just know. But I love your intro, how you say it. I'm like, Lisa, introduce me real quick. Man, I'm in the back like this, going like getting ready.
Well, you get ready, you're all sweaty, people wiping you down and everything. No, really, Steve, really. And I know that. No, I don't know. I'm sure that you have nights that you're really down on yourself. This is real. We're talking real talk. That you're exhausted. And you're like, you know what? I don't know if I could do this tomorrow. I really don't know, because it spells a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to do what you do, and not that you're making up that energy. It comes out of you. You're a source. You're a fire to be reckoned with. You're a beam of light, and you don't have to. I mean, I know that you have to muster things sometimes. Obviously, all of us do. That day, like Saturday, you're worn out. Sunday, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just going to get on my knees on Sunday morning, and then maybe Sunday afternoon, I'm going to do something else, or maybe I'll wait till Monday. But then when you reevaluate and you come out of that woe that you were in for 2 seconds, you come back as this light, this being, right? Everybody doesn't do it. People sometimes stay down and never get back up. So I'm so grateful that you get back up, and keep on doing that, Steve. Keep on getting back up.
Because it's hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna tell people that it's easy.
I know that, but I'm on your side. Everybody needs someone to encourage and inspire them and motivate them. And many people don't know that either. It's so nice to have someone else say, I don't care where you are on the ladder, you did a good job. I'm proud of you. I recognize you. I see you, Steve. I see you, Steve. I hear you. You're an incredible man, an incredible human being, humanitarian. I see you. I recognize you, Steve. I see you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, because I mean, we all have those rough moments. People don't want to talk about it, but I'm transparent with everything, because
Yes.
if you want to talk about the good, you got to talk about the challenges too. But remember, that's the story that people love. We love them heartstring stories. You know, why do you think Rocky was so popular, and Creed too? We love those type of underdog type of story. And this is an underdog scenario, because the fact is, it's like, you know, you may not have the blueprint to start this thing. You may not have the answers. You may not know where to start. Like I told you before, I'm like, well, I may not know how to design a magazine, but I sure know how Forbes looking. I know how ink look now. All right, content, table contents, how many pages, how many ads, okay, how many articles. All right, let's break that down. 1 page a day. That's what I did. 1 page a day.
I love it. You are such a blessing, Steve. Can you please share your website, your Facebook page, your Instagram page? Because everybody's going to want to follow Steve, the Legacy.
SteveTheLegacy.com, SteveTheLegacy@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and I am on Facebook. And definitely, I really appreciate this opportunity. Definitely being able to be transparent. Don't have to be scripted. You know, sometimes you're scripted to give them the nice little bunny rabbit stories, but we got to get to that point where I don't want to just make you feel good. I don't want to just make you get to the point where, because I always tell people, I never want to be that type of speaker. You get so fired up, you get pumped up, you go to the hallway, you buy my book, and then you get into the parking lot in the car, and you sit there and say to yourself, I don't know where to start. But I want to get to the point where you know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Once you leave my presence, and it's up to you to do it, because I'm gonna give you all the tools to do it. Not the discipline. You gotta learn to gain discipline, but give you tools to do it. I give you tools to make it happen.
It's your passion, Steve. It's
Can
your
I leave
passion.
you with the 7 steps to goal setting?
Please.
First step, you write down what you want. Write down, get a piece of paper, write down exactly what you want. The second step, you write down why you want what you want. The third step, you list the adversities, the obstacles, and all the things you want to go through while you're going through this journey. The fourth step, you got to find out the people, the places, the organizations, and who you need to connect with to get there. The fifth thing, you got to find out what you need to know to get there. The sixth thing, you have to create the action plan to make it happen. And the seventh step is to mark the date. When you mark that date, it's not a wish no more. It's a destination.
If I could squeeze your cheeks like this, I go, Steve, I want to squeeze your face. Oh, Steve, thank you so much for joining me today. This was wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Definitely do it again.
Yes,
we'll do it again. And we got everybody subscribe to your magazine. They have to subscribe, right?
Come on.
It's been a pleasure, a blessing. Thank you so much. You're the best. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.
Take care, Steve.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.